Hello, I'm Martin Smith and this is your MaxiForex Week in Review. Let's begin with last week's rises and fallers. The euro-dollar pair performed mixed throughout the week, dropping about 1.4% to close at 141.15. The British pound struggled against the US dollar for most of the week. The pair finished the week at 161.92, losing over 1% by the close of Friday trading. After 4 consecutive weeks of losses, the US dollar finally managed to put in a positive week against the Japanese yen. The pair managed to finish the week trading at 80.76 for a gain of 0.19%. The dollar-CAD pair started the week on a down note but put in a positive second half. Overall, the pair moved up 0.21% and closed on Friday at 0.9684. Looking at commodities now, gold had an uneventful week, trading mostly mixed. By the end of Friday trading, the precious metal was left almost unchanged, down 0.03% to close just under $1,495 per ounce. Meanwhile, June crude orders put in a solid performance, jumping 2.5% for the week. The orders were last trading at $99.65 per barrel at the close of Friday. In the news this week, it's speculated that the Bank of England won't raise interest rates anytime soon, which weakened the pound against most of the other major currencies. Sterling dropped more than 1% against the dollar and also seen losses versus the yen, with UK industrial and manufacturing production increasing by less than expected. According to reports, investors remained timid about when borrowing costs might see an increase again. Money market analysts had expected a 25 basis point increase to the main rate by December, but those expectations were pushed back to January. This is a drastically pessimistic turn, considering that in March there had been predictions of an increase as early as this month. Until more develops, most are awaiting the minutes on the Bank of England, due May 18th for the May 5th meeting. The euro fell against nearly all of its 16 most traded counterparts. After reaching strong levels against the dollar in recent months, this week the euro hit a 6-week low against the greenback. The recent developments is due mostly to concern that Greece may have to restructure its debt, which has spurred fears that Greece's financial problems could become the region's financial problems. European finance ministers are planning to meet next week in order to further discuss whether or not to extend support for Greece, as the nation's borrowing costs are reaching record levels. In Asia, China could be eyeing various new methods for combating inflation, which would not put a restraint on growth. Until recently, China's most common method for curbing inflation has been raising the interest rates, but this could have long-term consequences on overall growth. Alternative tools include quicker gains allowed for the highly regulated yuan. This would also make the US very happy. Some analysts are predicting that officials may allow the yuan to increase up to 6% per year against the dollar. China has already raised reserve requirements for a 5th time this year, and the situation in the world's second largest economy is certainly something to keep an eye on. Well, that's all we have time for today. Join us next week for MaxiForex Week in Review. Until then, be sure to visit us at maxiforex.ru.